Well, this is a great pleasure for me, especially to have Linda Gassenheimer on our show. Now, many of you will recognize her name because she does write for the Miami Herald, and she also has a weekly show that you can listen to, and we'll hear more about that. But she is quite she's not only an author, but she's quite a cook. And I listen to the shows when she's doing them, and my mouth's watering for some of the descriptions of what you've just cooked, Linda.
Well, thank you. You can talk to me forever. You can continue talking. Thank you.
But you're so right about the no-fuss diabetes desserts, because you're right. People who have diabetes, they sit there, everybody's ordering a dessert, and they look there, and sometimes they say, okay, I'm just going to eat it anyway. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the book and why you did it?
Right. Well, everyone wants something sweet at the end of the meal. If you said you listen to my radio programs, you know I love desserts. But actually, these desserts are for everybody, not for just people with diabetes. What's going to happen? Just what you said. You're going to eat it anyway. So let's eat something that's guilt-free and counts our carbs and everything else that goes with it. And, in my No Fuss book, they're simple, they're easy. This is my fourth book for the American Diabetes Association. Mm-hmm. And I said to my editor, you write about a cake, and then you can have 1-inch slice. Well, excuse me, that's not going to happen. We're going to have more than that. I want my desserts to be a full dessert. And on the cover of the book, there's a great big piece of it's a fruit. Well, great big. It's a properly portioned fruit tart, and it has just a small layer of graham crackers crust on the bottom, and then there's a molded. It's vanilla. It's actually vanilla yogurt, but it's molded with a little bit of gelatin. And then it's filled with strawberries and blueberries. And it's just such a nice, easy, simple dessert, can be made ahead. And that's great and easy. And, people say, oh, I can't have any chocolate. Well, yes, you can, of course. Again, it's the amount. What kind is there? So I have a chocolate pudding in the book. And I also have a chocolate mousse. Am I making you hungry yet, Anita?
Oh, that's why I'm being so silent. I was envisioning this, and I was thinking I probably should get a copy of your book and do a book review. I was just sitting here thinking that sounds like a delicious part of our all our columns, and do that for you. I want to tell everybody again that Linda Gassenheimer is a TV and radio personality, syndicated journalist, best-selling author, spokesperson, and food consultant. And the show that I was telling you about is called Dinner in Minutes. That's the column for the Miami Herald, but it's called Food News and Views, and it's on WLRN, which is 91.3 FM, which is NPR radio. You really ought to listen to that because she has this wonderful way of talking about things. So let's go into some of the recipes. I think. One thing I want to tell everybody: you can't miss seeing her, and I'm going to tell you how you're going to do that. We're very excited about, of course, the International Book Fair. It's Miami's great coup, as a matter of fact, to have it here. But Sunday, November the 23rd. Get your pencils out. Remember, I call this Pencil Talk Radio. Sunday, November 23rd at 11 o'clock at the Miami Book Fair International. The way that you can...
Sorry, they've changed.
They did.
They changed my time. It's 3 p.m.
Oh, my heavens.
So come see me at 3 p.m. in building number 8.
Thank you. Oh, okay, building.
And I'll be giving you all kinds of hints and tips on what to do about diabetes.
Wait, go back. You said building number what?
Building number 8.
Okay.
3 p.m.
Very
on
important.
Sunday.
Let's do this again. Sunday, November the 23rd at 3 p.m. at the in building number 8. You better get there early because I know it will be packed.
Thank you. And the statistics are just astounding. I mean, it's 1 in 4 people, Americans, 65 and older, will have diabetes. I mean, that's just astounding number. And but the point is that we can manage diabetes. We can all eat properly. We can all do that. Do you know if you lost just 15 pounds, that you would change your whole body chemistry? I know 15 pounds is a lot to lose, but you can do it. And you can just manage it. But what I like to do with my books is tell you what you can eat, not what you can't eat. And have no-fuss diabetes desserts. My book that came out in April was simply smoothies. And sometimes we're in a hurry and we want to have a complete meal on the, in a hurry. But we have a smoothie and it's filled with carbohydrates and fruits and things. My smoothies are a complete meal. They're got protein, and we don't usually get enough protein in our smoothies. And you could put that smoothie in your blender, in the refrigerator the night before. Then you could zap it on the way out the door and have a complete meal or a complete lunch.
That's great. Yeah, that's great that you've really taken this on. I'd like to just kind of get off this for one moment thinking about how did you get started with all this?
With eating?
No. Yes, of course, with eating. But how did
No, because when I got married, I said to my mother, I don't know how to cook. She says, I'm not worried about you because you love to eat. But anyway, I kind of overachieved. I wrote the original recipes for the South Beach diet. And
you did?
Yes. And because of that, the American Diabetes Association asked me to write for them. And so that's what I've been doing. And doctors will tell you what to eat, what not to eat, no matter what your health situation is. But nobody tells you how to go in the supermarket, get it out, buy things, come home, and assemble it really, really fast. And also to make something that everybody will eat and enjoy. And that's the big word, is you've got to enjoy your food. So my book before Simply Smoothies and now No Fuss Diabetes Desserts was fast and flavorful. And that's great diabetes meals from market to table. What I did there was I told you how to go into the supermarket, pick up food, and come home and make it. And I've given you a chart of what to look for. So you're going to have pasta sauce on hand because that helps you with a lot of different kinds of meals. So I've given you what to look for on the label. And many other products are out there now that are better for us, and I tell you how to look for them.
That's
so
fantastic.
That's a long answer to your how did I get started?
No, that's a great answer. And so probably if you look back, I don't know how old you are, but I have to assume that you're probably under 50. And if you're not, it's okay. But I certainly would hope that people will be purchasing your books, listening to your radio show. And also, the other part about this is that Linda has wonderful guests on her show. And, of course, she leads them. She usually picks them very carefully. But what you're doing with the diabetes is magnificent. And people, of course, if you have late onset diabetes, you can do things that can go back and you can get off any diabetic medication. You just have to exercise and eat properly. But there are so many people who have juvenile diabetes and they just can't get off of it. But this book looks good enough for everybody, diabetics or not, to enjoy.
Well, thank you so much for saying that. And, it's for everybody to enjoy. I love that what you said, because the American Diabetes Association says it's the way we should all be eating. The guidelines are also similar to guidelines for the American Heart Association. So we've really reduced the salt intake here. And unfortunately, people with diabetes are 50% more chance of having heart disease. So it's a good idea. And you know what? The best advice I can give to you is if you can't just go into this diet immediately and take small steps. I was serving a salad to someone, and I gave them 1 tablespoon of olive oil of dressing, and they said to me, "That's all I get?" So I said, "Here, have 2 tablespoons."
Right.
Enjoy. It's so great. I had 2 tablespoons. They'll start cutting down slowly, until you get to where you need to be, and that's what's so important.
But Linda Gassenheimer is our guest, and I have just a few more questions to ask you before I know we're going to run out of time. But you actually are teaching people how to read labels. So it's not just a recipe book. I mean, you do instruct them where to buy these things. I haven't seen the book. I've read now so much about it. So it's more than just recipes.
Well, it's a lifestyle. It's Yeah, how to buy the food is really important. What to keep on hand so that you can make if you are in a hurry and you can't get to the market, or we're coming up to such a busy time of year. That these are all of the things that you can do. And of course, talking about coming up to a busy time of year, we're going to be faced with a lot of carbohydrate meals. And so maybe with my no-fuss diabetes desserts, you might want to bring some of these to somebody's home if you're invited somewhere to enjoy your desserts.
Now, if they can't get to your talk, and I know you'll sign books there, purchase them there, it is also available on the web at shopdiabetes.org. Shopdiabetes.org, or at bookstores nationwide, and you can call 1-800-232-6733. It's called No Fuss Diabetes Desserts. And, of course, if you look up Linda's name, you'll see other books that she's written, and you do want definitely to turn on your radio and I think it is on Wednesdays, isn't it?
No, it's on 1:30 on Thursdays.
Oh, see, I've got it wrong.
But also, if you can't listen at that time, all of the programs are archived on the WLRN.org site, so you can listen to it at any time. Or you can listen to it live on the computer or any time you want. And by the way, I just had a new website. It just went up yesterday.
Okay, what is that?
So it's called dinnerinminutes.com, and you can get recipes there. I don't think most people realize that all my recipes in the Miami Herald, which is there every other week, follow the government guidelines for nutrition, and they have done for many, many, many years before it was, the thing to do. They've all of those are really healthful, but delicious. I don't say they're healthy with an H, the big H, because people might think they don't taste good. But let me tell you something. If my recipes didn't taste good, my husband won't eat them.
I've
got a tough jury there.
Yeah, or the people, of course, on the radio show, because you always fix something every time you're on the show, and we always have to hear, do they like it? Do they want more of this? Is it too hot? It's just so cute, and you're just a delicious person to listen to, and it's certainly so glad to know that you're going to be there. I'm going to certainly make every effort to be there for your show, but for your book signing and talk. But isn't it amazing how many authors they have going for this?
Oh, I think Mitch Kaplan has done a great job from Books and Books, and then he gave it over to the university, and it's just, people think about Miami, what do they think of sun and fun, but this Miami Book Fair International is the largest book fair in the United States. And let me tell you, the publishers would not send their authors to this book fair if it weren't selling books. So it's just so lucky to have that here in Miami.
Yes, and I don't think you have a copy of Boomer Times, but I'm going to certainly make sure that we get you one, because I'd like you to see what we do also. I know that we almost, I think we've just run out of time, so I want to thank you so much, Linda, and good luck, and hopefully I will meet you soon.
I hope so. Look forward to seeing you November 23rd,
yes.
3 o'clock at the book fair.
Thank you, Linda. Bye.
Bye-bye.